Bonjour à tous. In this video, I'm going to speak English for those of you who are still in the early stages of your preparation. So the oral comprehension exam, the way it goes, there are like 4 sections. The first one, there's someone describing something and you have to pay attention to know which of those objects the person is describing at a time. Now you may have like 5 objects, but you only have to pick 4. Or you may have 4 and only have to pick 3. You need to be able to determine which is which. Then the second section, you're going to listen to short audio clips. And in the short audio clips, you're going to tell what is the context of this thing and where is this thing possibly taking place. So you listen to the context, know who's talking, what's the tone of the person that's speaking, questions like that. The third section, you're going to listen to really quite long text, and then after listening to the long text, you have to be able to retain the information to start answering questions like what does this person feel about this thing, what is this person saying, what was the person talking about, what is this person's opinion. And then for the final section, you will now be able to differentiate between sounds like, did you hear cracher or trager? Did you hear bouger or boucher? And you really need to pay attention. If you're not already training your ears to listen, please be busy. Go about it like training your ears to listen to these things. I was telling someone to listen to songs and she said when she can't communicate, she's probably listening to me now. When she can't communicate in French, why is she listening to songs? When you're learning Frère Jacques, are you communicating? When you're singing Nioju Elegbao, I'm not even Yoruba. Am I talking to anybody? I'm just singing a song and learning pronunciations and getting used to sounds. So that is what this does for you. So try and pay attention, listen to as many as possible. Go on YouTube. There's so many channels that you can just pay attention to. People speaking fast, different accents. If you want other shows to listen to, you could probably text me and I'll probably help support you with some if I'm able to reply everyone at the same time or on time. So let's get to it. For this exercise, I probably will not put a lot of questions into this, but I'll make sure that you hear the audio. The intention was for me to put fast and then put slow, but I'm trying not to create a very long video. So you're just going to watch this and then you will come back to the group and we'll answer the questions, okay? Thank you guys. So let's start now.
Vous allez entendre une personne décrire des sacs. Voici les dessins de 5 sacs. Écoutez l'enregistrement et indiquez à quel dessin correspond chaque sac décrit. Attention, il y a 5 dessins pour seulement 4 sacs mentionnés.
Alors, tu as fait les soldes?
Eh ben oui, je me suis acheté des sacs. 4.
4?
Oui, 4. Le premier est plutôt sport. C'est un sac à dos pour aller faire ma gym. Le deuxième, c'est pour sortir. Celui que j'avais ne fermait plus. Il est noir, tout petit et rond.
Tout petit? Tu ne pourras rien mettre dedans?
Si, c'est seulement pour sortir. Bon, le troisième, c'est pour aller au travail. Classique, rectangulaire. Il est assez grand pour mettre mes dossiers. Et le quatrième, il est vraiment chouette. C'est un sac de voyage avec des roulettes pour les vacances.
Bon, ben, je sais au moins ce que je t'achèterai pas pour ton anniversaire.
So let's do deuxième écoute. That's the second listening.
Alors, tu as fait les soldes?
Eh ben oui, je me suis acheté des sacs. 4.
4?
Oui, 4. Le premier est plutôt sport. C'est un sac à dos pour aller faire ma gym. Le deuxième, c'est pour sortir. Celui que j'avais ne fermait plus. Il est noir, tout petit et rond.
Tout petit? Tu ne pourras rien mettre dedans?
Si, c'est seulement pour sortir. Bon, le troisième, c'est pour aller au travail. Classique, rectangulaire. Il est assez grand pour mettre mes dossiers. Et le quatrième, il est vraiment chouette. C'est un sac de voyage avec des roulettes pour les vacances.
Bon, ben, je sais au moins ce que je t'achèterai pas pour ton anniversaire.
So for questions like this, you need to train yourselves in adjectives. So for most of my students, I always tell them, make a list of objects in your room, make a list of professions, make a list of objects in the kitchen, make a list of emotions, make a list of colors, make a list of adjectives. Like when we're learning the verb être, we would always go like, okay, je suis plus adjectives. Now, start using adjectives. If you're not very used to adjectives during this description phase, you're going to be very lost because you hear words like round, you hear different shapes, and then you'll be so confused because you don't really know those words in English. What I've said before a billion times, and I'll say it again, is it's up to you to build your vocabulary, because everything in listening, basically, it's garbage in, garbage out, or maybe what you take in is what you give. If you don't study, you don't prepare, you don't train your ears, or you don't train your vocabulary, because you might do as many past questions as possible, but when the questions come out in the exam hall, it will not be something that you've heard before. So are you prepared to hear something new? If you're not prepared to hear something new, then start preparing now. Prepare yourself to hear new things. If you think of any word, any adjective, any description, just think about it in English and just go straight on to look for it in French. Or with your phone, if there's data, look for it in French. Don't waste time. Don't wait for a teacher to tell you. Don't go and text your teacher, how do you say this in French? How do you say that in French? Be a curious learner, curious to the point that you will go online and look for that word in French, because a teacher cannot be a dictionary. I will say I'm the walking textbook, meaning I'm a manual. You can contact me anytime and say, why is this like this? Why is that like that? But you can't be calling your teacher every time to say, how do you say this in French? How do you say that in French? So you need to go look up many words, because you don't want to be surprised during the exams. I wrote out sakado. I got tired of writing. Sakado, many people don't know what sakado is. Handbag. Open your wardrobe. What's this in French? What's this in French? What's high-heeled shoes in French? What's suit in French? What's jacket in French? You know, go to the market, look at fruits. What do you call this fruit in French? Look at the trees around you. What do you call this mango tree in French? What do you call this fruit in French? This agbalumo in French. Think about them. So in the exam hall, you won't be taken by surprise. Be as prepared as possible. It's not hard. Like I would always tell people, it's not hard. But if you are prepared, you will just like find it like super, super easy. If you're not prepared, it will be hard for you. If you're only leaning on maybe a teacher to tell you what is this in French, what's that in French, it will shock you. So just be very prepared by training your ears. Listen to as many things as possible, and when you're listening, don't be a lazy listener. You hear something that you're not used to, rewind. You manage to hear something, write it down. You call your teacher or text your teacher and say, I heard this thing, I think this is what I heard. What is this? What is the real word? The teacher will help you out with the actual word that was said. Be very, very serious about finding out, what did I just hear? Because like I said, one section of the exam is for homonyms, words that sound alike but have different meanings. Are you ready to go through that? I mean, are you ready? Are you prepared? If you hear two words that sound alike, are you ready to like know this is what I heard and not the other one? If you hear oo and oo, if you hear ah and ah, are you ready to know, oh, this is the ah that I heard, this is the ah that I heard, this is the oo that I heard, this is the oo that I heard? Okay, so now we're going to proceed to further questions. More questions on this past question. And if you have any question while you're listening to this, please put the questions in the group and I will answer you.
Vous allez entendre des messages sur répondeur téléphonique. Écoutez les messages et répondez aux questions. Vous allez entendre des messages sur répondeur téléphonique. Écoutez les messages et répondez aux questions.
Salut, maman et papa. Je vais revenir lundi matin et non mardi matin. Pouvez-vous venir me chercher à l'aéroport? J'arriverai à 7h15. Je vous embrasse.
So here, the first question is asking, what is the tone of this message? Is it like between family members, between friends? Is it professional? And the second question is asking, what is this person talking about? So the person is actually speaking to family members, and the message is about a change. It means, don't come by this time to the airport. I'll be arriving this time instead of that time. So the person is announcing un changement, a change of schedule.
Madame Le Sieur, c'est le magasin Souris Plus au sujet de l'ordinateur que vous nous avez laissé. Il n'y avait rien de bien grave, juste une petite pièce à changer. Vous pouvez passer le récupérer dès aujourd'hui. À bientôt.
So this one, the tone is professional, so definitely the answer for number 7 will be C. And he's trying to inform his client about a product that she must have complained about. So the answer would be A for number 8. We're going to listen to it one more time.
Madame Le Sieur, c'est le magasin Souris Plus au sujet de l'ordinateur que vous nous avez laissé. Il n'y avait rien de bien grave, juste une petite pièce à changer. Vous pouvez passer le récupérer dès aujourd'hui. À bientôt.
So we're going to quickly jump to section C, where you listen to a much longer audio and you try to get what they're saying, what their opinions are, and where they stand on what is being said. So here you have to pay a lot more attention to try to get the words. This is where all your days of listening to French audio is really going to pay off. So just pay attention. If you're having problems with lags, attention lags or comprehension lags, that means I'm still talking to you, je vous parle encore en français, mais vous êtes en train de réfléchir en anglais. And before you can catch up with ce que je suis en train de dire en français, I'm already far ahead en français, and you are still at the back en anglais because you're trying to réfléchir to find out what I'm saying en anglais. So that's the lag. The lag is, some people have like 5 seconds lag, some people 2 seconds, some people 1 minute lag. So try to always catch up. Train your ears more and more so that you can cover up the spaces for your lag. At best, we'll tell you try to think in French, but we know it's not that easy. So when someone is speaking in French, you will be able to catch up with what the person is saying almost at the same time, or maybe 2 seconds late. You're already processing what the person is saying.
Vous allez entendre 6 personnes répondre à la question suivante. Vous sentez-vous impliqué par les problèmes de l'environnement? Indiquez si la personne interrogée A. se sent complètement impliquée, B. se sent plutôt impliquée, C. ne se sent pas impliquée, D. ne se prononce pas.
So for this section, you listen to people talk, and for each question, each audio you listen to, there's a question. What stand does this person take? Does this person feel completely involved, or rather involved, or does not feel obliged to do anything about the situation? Or option D, this person is neither for nor against, or does not express their views. They don't take a stand.
À bien y réfléchir, je n'en ai aucune idée. Certains sont préoccupés par la pollution, la couche d'ozone, d'autres pas du tout. J'avoue ne m'être jamais posé la question.
The last part he says, j'avoue ne m'être jamais posé la question. That means I've never really thought about it. So he doesn't care. So the answer is D for this one. Doesn't even know what's going on.
Eh bien, en fait, depuis quelque temps, j'en ai pris conscience. Je limite mes trajets automobiles, je réduis ma consommation d'eau et d'électricité, et je fais attention au recyclage. J'adhère entièrement à la pensée écologique.
J'adhère entièrement à la pensée écologique. So entièrement, entirely. So this one is completely. So I would also like to note that apart from their closing lines which give away their thoughts or their opinions, listen to the other things that she's saying. She's talking about her commitment, her daily commitment, what she does for the environment. So even if she doesn't put a concluding line, you can already sense that this person is a full believer, a full follower.
C'est vraiment le moindre de mes soucis. Je vais vous dire, moi je laisse les autres s'en préoccuper pour moi et changer leurs habitudes. Ce n'est nullement mon problème. C'est vraiment le moindre de mes soucis. Je vais vous dire, moi je laisse les autres s'en préoccuper pour moi et changer leurs habitudes. Ce n'est nullement mon problème.
Je pense que c'est un peu trop facile de demander aux personnes de trier, d'économiser de l'énergie. Cela dit, je suis consciente des problèmes écologiques et j'ai choisi de faire ma part. Mais je doute que ce soit suffisant si les autres ne font rien.
So here she's saying, j'ai choisi de faire ma part. That means I've just chosen to play my own part. In that case, the answer would be B. This person does not feel completely involved and doesn't want to ignore the situation entirely.
Vous allez entendre 2 longs messages. Pour chaque message, lisez d'abord les questions. Écoutez une première fois l'enregistrement et commencez à répondre. Écoutez une deuxième fois le message et complétez vos réponses.
Débordés, préoccupés ou meurtris, nous sommes parfois dans l'impossibilité de vivre vraiment au présent. Nous recevons aujourd'hui Frédéric Fanget, psychiatre et psychothérapeute, qui évoque pour nous les obstacles à dépasser. Frédéric Fanget, qu'il s'agisse de surmenage ou de difficultés à construire notre vie professionnelle ou amoureuse, ce dont nous souffrons n'est-il pas toujours au fond un divorce avec la réalité présente ?
C'est plus précisément de ne plus avoir le sentiment de pouvoir infléchir le cours des choses. Nombre de mes patients ont le sentiment que leur vie se fige ou qu'elle tourne en rond. Ce qui nous permet de nous inscrire dans le présent, c'est le sens que nous donnons à notre existence. Nous ne pouvons la savourer que si nous sommes en mesure de tirer un fil entre le passé et notre avenir et de le prolonger pour former des projets.
Trop souvent, ce fil nous échappe. Pourquoi ?
Paradoxalement, c'est l'excès de projet qui nous fait perdre la maîtrise de notre réalité présente. Le stress donne à beaucoup le sentiment valorisant d'être performant alors qu'il s'éloigne du but qu'il s'était fixé.
À l'inverse, c'est parfois aussi l'inaction qui nous empêche de savourer le quotidien.
Oui, être en prise avec le réel, pouvoir le transformer et produire quelque chose, voilà ce qui alimente la confiance en soi.
Viser la perfection n'est pas une autre manière de se couper du présent ?
En plaçant la barre trop haut, nous perdons une énergie considérable à vouloir sans cesse faire ou obtenir mieux. Notre présent, jamais satisfaisant, est sacrifié au nom d'un idéal inaccessible.